Hi guys, my name is Ethan and I'm going to be talking about how I went from $0 to $30,000 in payouts in about 2 months from when I got my first payout to now. So, my Instagram and TikTok are both Ethan features. I just document my journey. $200,000 in payouts on there, and I post my trades that I take sometimes. So, first of all, I'm a college student, 20 years old. I like to play games when I'm bored, and I have a lovely girlfriend. So let's talk about my trading journey. So I bought my first evaluation on March 30th, failed again, passed my third one, surprisingly. And on this account, I actually did decent. Like I had a $2,000 balance, 1 day away from a payout, and I tilted and blew the payouts. So that's a big learning curve for me. When I first started trading, I started with ICT, as most people do. But I do not highly recommend ICT if you're trading prop firms. It's better on a live account, but for prop firms, I wouldn't recommend it. I'll talk about that later. First payout, June 12th, about 2 months in, after I switched my approach and risk management. But ever since my first payout, consistent payouts for pretty much every week to this day. So $9,000 from Top Step. I believe this is like $17,000 before splits, and then $2,000 from Blue Guardian. Tradeify, I literally just submitted another $3,000 payouts, but I'm going to show you guys the proof. Refresh. This one got denied because of a glitch, but they're all the payouts. Top Step. Right here. So let's talk about tips for newer traders and how I would approach prop firms if I were to start over. So obviously you're going to want to take it seriously. You don't really want to treat it like a get rich quick scheme or like gambling. You want to back test your strategy that you're going to use, and you don't want to just use a strategy that you saw on social media because a content creator just said it's profitable. Like, you want to backtest it for yourself, and you want to be confident that the strategy actually works based off of real backtested data. So you need a prop firm specific strategy with good risk management. And what I mean by this is, I'm going to give you guys an example. So on prop firms, there's rules, end of day trail, consistency. I'm going to show you guys a equity curve of just like a normal risk that most people tell you to take. So most people, they're either going to tell you to risk like $200 for $400 with 1 to 2. So I'm going to show you guys the equity curve. Okay, well, that's not accurate. Let's just say 2K's up here. Let's say you're risking small for 400. This is your end of day trail. And you breach it right there. Whereas I'm going to show you guys an equity curve of my funded accounts. This is 2K. This is 3K. This is what my funded accounts are going to look like. They're going to go up and farming winning days for payouts, where your trailing stops right there, or I'm going to blow the account. There's like really no in between. And that's what I mean with like ICT. So ICT trades presents itself around 1 to 2 times per day for a good quality setup. My trading setup presents itself 5 to 10 times a day, which is why I trade 5 to 10 different accounts individually. I do not copy trade. When you're copy trading, your variances increase a lot just because you're putting all of your accounts on the line. And if you're risking small, like $200, 10% of your drawdown, it's just going to take you a really long time to get a payout. And obviously you want to optimize for speed. So I wouldn't recommend this approach. Some people do it, but I don't recommend it, especially if you're starting. So how much money do you need to start? So I would recommend you guys you guys should have at least $2,000 to start with if you're trading prop firms. Anything less than that, there's still a chance you can go without getting a payout. But let's say you have $2,000 and you invest $1,000 in 10 evaluations. With the decent profitable strategy, with the decent profitable strategy, you should be able to at least pass 3 or 4 of these accounts, which leaves you with about a 30 to 40% evaluation pass rate. And you're basically betting on the fact that you can get a max payout on one of these accounts. So let's say you can get a payout on one of these accounts for max, which is $1,800. You're still left with $2,000 worth of balance in your funded account after withdrawing half. And let's say you farm your winning days, $2,750. You can still withdraw half of that as well, and be left with a net profit of about $3,000 from a $1,000 investment. Now this is like on the higher side of things. I mean, usually I'm aiming for about a 2 to 3x return on my evaluation spend. But if you can do this, which is very doable, you could be left with a 3x return on your investment. And I know I already said this, but you shouldn't treat them like a live account. Like if you gave me like a $50,000 live account, I'd probably blow it. Just because I just blow way more accounts than I actually get payouts on. But you can still be profitable on prop firms without a profitable strategy for live accounts, which is why I like to trade props. So let's talk about psychology. Psychology can ruin pretty much everything. I mean, no amount of videos that you watch about psychology is really going to help you. You just need to have, unless you're like super good emotionally, you just need to have an experience that will teach you to not revenge trade. I mean, it's really dumb. For me, I blew the payout one day before this, so that's how I learned, but eventually you'll learn. It just gets better over time. So what prop firms to trade with? When you're starting, you want to trade with Top Step and Lucid Flex. These are the easiest evaluations to pass. 50% consistency with no consistency on funded. And these also have no consistency on funded, but they're a little bit harder to pass with 40%, which is a 3-day pass. But when you're trading unfunded, you want an account with no consistency, just so you can make a lot on the first day and then get over the end of the trail and then farm your winning days for a payout. But if there's one thing you should take away from this video, it's that you need good risk management with a prop firm specific strategy. Without that, it's going to be really hard to make money on props. And yeah, thank you guys for watching.